Good afternoon, everyone, and I would like to thank all of my West Village neighbors and West Beth neighbors for being here today. And we are here because we are supporting Erik Bottcher for City Council. We have known Erik for the last 4 years with his work as the Chief of Staff for Corey's office, and he's been a tremendous, tremendous asset to this community and to the entire district. And it's not only the big things, but it's the little things. When you have one tenant who has an issue with the city, and Erik follows through on it. So it's not just the big things, but it's the little things as well that he has done for us. And we here in the West Village have been well represented by a number of people over the years. We've had Corey Johnson as our current city council member, but for many years we've had a state assembly member who is near and dear to our heart, and that is Deborah Glick. She has helped us through many, many issues in the West Village, with the Hudson River Park, with issues at West Beth, with the initiatives that she's done for education. She has well represented the West Village for all of these years, and we know that Erik will follow in that tradition of being an incredible representative for this district. So at this time, I would like to bring up Deborah Glick so she can tell you what she thinks of Erik Bottcher. Deborah.
Thank you, George. I am so pleased to be here today. This is an opportunity for our community to continue excellent representation. Erik Bottcher is the single best person to represent this neighborhood and all of the neighborhoods up the west side. Why? Because Erik has been doing the job. He knows the people on the ground. He has worked on issues of critical importance to us. Erik has a knowledge that is surpassed by nobody. He will represent certainly the West Village, but Chelsea, Hell's Kitchen, these are areas that Erik has worked with and the people in those communities for years. Erik is someone who exemplifies the idea that there are elected officials on the one hand and public servants on the other. And Erik will be an exemplary public servant. So, Erik is imbued with a determination to serve people. He will serve with honor and distinction and integrity. He will stand on principle, and he will work to ensure that all voices are heard. It is my great honor and pleasure to endorse Erik Bottcher for City Council and to introduce Erik Bottcher. Thank you.
Thank you, Deborah. Can you give a big hand for Deborah Glick? Thank you so much. Thank you, Deborah Glick, and thank you, George Kaminsky, for your support. Thank you for everything you do for our community, and all of you. I really appreciate your support. You know, I came to New York, next month will be 20 years when I came to New York, and I came here just knowing a couple people, and my first lodging was on someone's futon on 49th and 10th for $450 a month. And then I upgraded to a lofted bed in someone's living room for $550 a month. And then I got a bedroom, and then I got a bedroom with a window. And I got involved politically. And I got to know about Assemblymember Deborah Glick, who's the first openly LGBT elected official in New York State. And, you know, I'm not sure I would have believed you if you had told me then that I would know Deborah Glick and that she'd be a friend of mine, that I would have had the opportunity to work with her on marriage equality and gender and so many other things in our community, and that I'd have the honor of having her support for my candidacy for the City Council. Thank you so much, Deborah. I really appreciate it. And you know, Deborah was sworn in 1991. When she was sworn in, she put her hand on her Bible, the 1970 feminist anthology, Sisterhood is Powerful. And since then, she's fought every day for the rights of women, for reproductive rights, of seniors and the working class, for our parks and our schools. And as chair of the Higher Education Committee in the Assembly, millions of young people have benefited from her advocacy as they seek a higher education. And now our community and our city and our state and our country, we are facing challenges unlike any that we've seen in our lifetime. And you don't need to walk far to see it. The vacant storefronts as far as the eye can see, the sanitation issues, the graffiti, the homelessness epidemic unfolding on the streets of our city. Hey! But throughout history, whenever New Yorkers are challenged, whenever our backs are against the wall, we fight. We come together and we fight and we win. And this last year, we've come together in unbelievable ways. This time last year, when everything shut down, we put together a mutual aid network with nearly 100 volunteers, made phone calls to over 6,000 seniors every week for weeks. Many of you helped with that, making sure that people had food and medicine. We delivered over 50,000 pantry boxes with days worth of food. Those are efforts that are continuing. We raised over $35,000 for the EMS 7 station, which serves the whole west side on 23rd Street, to get them hot meals for the darkest days of the pandemic when they were working 18-hour days. We've done community cleanups every Sunday. This Sunday at 11:30 we'll be out again, picking up litter, and this is our way of letting the world know that New York City isn't dead. We're not giving up on New York. We're going to fight for New York. We set up a volunteer network to help seniors get vaccination programs, appointments, and we have helped nearly 400 people get appointments. 400 people we've helped get appointments. Dozens and dozens of volunteers doing that every day. But this June, we're going to be electing a whole new city government, a new mayor, comptroller, borough presidents, district attorney. 37 of the 51 council members are going to be new, are going to be first-term council members. And we're going to need a strong team. We're going to need a strong team in place with vision and ideals and experience. And I'm excited, very excited to join what I believe is the ultimate dream team of elected representatives. Jerry Nadler, Deborah Glick, Carolyn Maloney, Brad Hoylman as borough president, Corey Johnson as controller, Dick Gottfried. The theme of our campaign is New York City's best days are still ahead. And I really believe that. I really believe that if we come together and do what we need to do with strong leadership, we could be heading into one of the best decades of the history of our city. But only with strong leadership, and only if we come together and make the changes we need to make. And I'll end with this. My hero in life was my grandmother. And a lot of you know that my grandmother was my hero. And she passed away in November at the age of 104. Grandma was born in the Bronx in 1916. When she was born, women did not have the right to vote in New York State. When she was born, a scratch on your hand, a scratch could lead to death by infection because it was years before the invention of penicillin. The infant mortality rate at that time was really, truly horrific. People of her generation went west on covered wagons and flew east on jet airplanes. And the idea of an African-American president or a female vice president or president would have been truly inconceivable at that time. We are going to see progress like that in our lifetimes. We are going to see progress in our lifetimes that is beyond what we can currently comprehend. But none of the progress that happened in my grandmother's lifetime just happened automatically. It didn't just happen because of the arc of history. It happened because they fought for it. People pushed for it. They demanded it. They organized for it. And that's what we need to do now. That's what we need to do right now. And that's why I'm running for the city council. Because if not here, then where? If not us, then who? So I really want to thank, again, Assemblymember Glick. I really appreciate your support. And I want to thank all the people who supported our campaign. We have, thank you so much. We have over 850 people from our community and beyond have contributed to our campaign. We filed what I believe has got to be the most petition signatures in the city. We filed 4,961 petition signatures. And I want to thank my campaign manager, Ben, and my field director, Hannah, for doing that. And so many of you who collected petitions. And we're just getting started. We have 10 weeks to go. Really 8 weeks if you count early voting. And we're going to talk to every voter in Council District 3 about our campaign, about our message, about our platform. You can go to erikbottcher.com and read our platform. And I believe if we come together, we can ensure a city that works for everyone where our best days are still ahead of us. Thank you so much, everybody.
Erik Bottcher! Erik Bottcher! Erik Bottcher! Erik Bottcher!